Hello, beautiful people from across the lands. It is your girl, Tashana Nicole. Join me on my journey to financial independence by eliminating debt, creating multiple streams of income, and inspiring others to dream again. Hello and welcome back. If you are returning, hey, if you are new here, thank you for joining me on my channel. And I'm super excited about today's video, as I will be sharing a side hustle that I have done and tried myself, called Amazon Flex, how much I made, my experience, and how you can actually get started if this is something that is interest of you. So let's get right into it. Amazon Flex is an opportunity for you to make money by delivering Amazon packages. It's just that simple. You don't need to have a big fancy truck or a shipping company to be able to do this. You can be your every regular day person delivering packages for Amazon. So before I get into how you get started, I first want to share my experience thus far delivering packages for Amazon. So first, let's talk about what we all want to know, the pay. The pay in the money that you get for delivering Amazon packages is actually pretty decent. The way it works is that depending on what type of block, which is basically the amount of time that you will be out delivering packages, is what you'll be paid on. So for example, and I'll try to show on my screen here, kind of included in here, what the blocks look like and the amount that you can get paid. So let's say you do a 2-hour block, and for that 2-hour block, you will see that for 2 hours you can make, $40 or $53 or whatever. For a 4-hour block, you may be able to make more. Usually the longer the block or the time period that you're going to schedule for, the more money that you can make. Also, Amazon does have Amazon Prime and Whole Foods, and if you do those type of routes, you do have an opportunity to make extra money by getting tips from the customers that you deliver for. Also, Amazon does provide bonuses, which is really nice. I think since I've been delivering packages so far, I received just one bonus, and it was actually, I believe it was like in December around the holiday season. It was a bonus for those who, I believe you had like a certain amount of deliveries from a certain time window, which was really where like the demand was high during the holiday season, and Amazon rewarded you for that. So there was like X amount of blocks of time or amount of deliveries that you have to make to reach this bonus, and it was $150 extra. So I actually had made that, and it was very achievable, nothing that was super like way out of reach, and it was an extra $150. And so there are other ways that you can get bonuses in addition to the blocks that you reserve for to deliver. Also, if for whatever reason that you arrive to your to the warehouse or the station where you go to pick up the boxes and there is no route or delivery there or available, you still get paid, which I think is amazing. This has actually happened to me a couple of times where I arrived to the warehouse, they didn't have any blocks available, but because I still came and showed up, I was still compensated for the amount of time that I would have got if I delivered packages. So I think that is like a bonus and amazing, and kind of like a kind of, I don't want to say free money, but like Amazon be looking out for real. So that I really do like. So let's get into the actual route. So your route. So if you do come to the warehouse where you will pick up the packages, there is a route that you will have to go and deliver all of these packages to people's homes. Now, inside the Amazon app Flex, when you get there, you have to scan all of the packages that are given to you in a cart. And I don't know if it's different in different warehouses, but usually there's a cart full of packages that you have to scan, and the app that you are registered in will kind of organize the route for you. And so usually the route will be organized, but which house is closer to the next, so you're not like scattered and all over the place. So the app is smart in that way that when you're scanning these packages, they have the packages organized in a way that you are delivering in a similar neighborhood. Now, what can be sometimes frustrating about this process is that, technology will be technology. So sometimes the routes, you may experience some glitches sometimes in certain areas that you may know, like, oh, actually it would have been quicker to go this way. Or I know for me personally, in the routes, I like to avoid tolls, period. I try to reserve all of my coins. So, but the app does not have that feature where you can actually go and avoid tolls. So sometimes what I will do, and usually it's when I'm leaving the warehouse, that sometimes the direction that the app will take me a tollway, versus in your regular map destination thing, if you will, you can put avoid tolls on there. So a little trick that I do is at the very first address, I put into the regular maps GPS and route that way to get out, to make sure that I'm actually going away to avoid tolls. But within the app, you're not able to do that. So that's a little trick that I do, so I don't have to go through any tolls. So that is just like one of the things that can kind of get, frustrating. Also, depending on what type of residence that you're delivering to, sometimes the apartments can be a little bit of a headache if there aren't any directions on how you can get into the building, or maybe it's not really clear, or maybe the information that they provided is incorrect. That has happened to me a couple of times, but there is a way within the app that you can contact the customer if there is, some type of confusion, but also you can contact customer service is great. There has been a couple of times where the route that was provided for me, like the house was not like showing up or matching up what was in the system, and I was unable to deliver this. And so customer service is available, and you can call them and they'll just let you know, okay, we'll just mark this as non-deliverable and you'll have to return it back to the warehouse. And they're pretty understanding for that. So that's something to keep in mind if you are on route and you're getting a little frustrated, or something is not adding up, or you're having a hard time getting into an apartment or using a code to get into the building, it's not really working. You can call the customer directly into the app, or you can contact customer service for that support, and they have been very helpful in those moments. Next, I want to talk about some things you want to keep in mind if you are going to deliver Amazon packages that you want to take note of and make sure that you're monitoring for tax purposes and just the normal wear and tear on your car. So one, you want to make sure that you track your mileage. There is a free app that I like to use called Stride, where you're able to, put in on the app that you are driving, for business purposes, and it will help calculate your miles that way. And that app is completely free to download. I'll make sure to include that in the description box. You also want to keep tabs on this for tax purposes, because under this, whether you're doing Amazon or Instacart or Uber Eats or whatever, you are considered an independent contractor. So for tax purposes, if you make over $600, they will release, I believe is it a 1099? I can't remember the tax form, the actual tax form that they release. But if you make over $600 doing this side hustle, you will have to report this income, to the IRS and to taxes. And so you want to make sure that when you're tracking your miles, so you're able to, keep up with that. And then also, depending on what type of deduction that you qualify to take when you file your taxes, whether it's standard or actual, you can also want to keep tabs on the gas that you put into the car, regular maintenance as far as oil change, if there's any car repairs that you need to do, in addition to just the normal wear and tear that you're using this car for this side hustle as an independent contractor. So you do want to keep those in mind, keeping track of your mileage, keeping your receipts anytime you use gas, and also for any, normal car maintenance, or if there's any car repairs, you want to keep receipts of all of that, because you will need that for tax purposes. So last and definitely not least is, how do you get started with Amazon? I don't think I shared how much I've made. So with Amazon, I actually made over $1,000. So I made $1,153 delivering Amazon packages. And to be quite honest, I know I could have made a lot more if I dedicated literally every weekend, maybe two days throughout the week consistently. I know I could have made a whole lot more. This side hustle actually can be pretty lucrative. And honestly, I can see how if someone isn't working, or, with everything that's going on right now, you can make a decent amount of money from doing Amazon Flex. So I definitely see it as the most lucrative side hustle that I have tried. I have, I haven't tried many, but there's a couple that I feel like are just a complete waste of time. And with Amazon Flex, I can honestly say, on average, a blog that I usually can get a blog between 2 to 4 hours, $60 and up. There's been blogs that I've done for 4 hours and made $101 just for those 4 hours. So you break that down, you do the math for the 4 hours. So it's really good money. And like I showed on the app, there are always blogs available. And depending on where you are, if there is an Amazon warehouse in your area, then most likely Amazon Flex is available to you to try. So how do you get started? What's important is you do need to have a driver's license, and you also need to have an operating vehicle that is insured. Now, Amazon does provide insurance for you while you are out delivering packages, you know, kind of on their time. They do have insurance that they will cover if you are, you know, in an accident or if anything happens. They do have insurance available to you as well. But your car still, to be able to be a part of the Amazon Flex team, you have to have a vehicle, and it needs to actually have insurance already on it, and you need to have a driver's license. So in order to, you know, participate in Amazon Flex, you simply need to download the app, put in your information. I know when I first had signed up, it took a bit of a while before I was actually accepted into Amazon Flex in regards to them processing my information. I honestly don't know like what the lag or the holdup is. Initially, they'll say like, you know, there's a lot of, you know, drivers in your area, so the demand, you know, is pretty high, but I guess sometimes getting in can be like a little waiting period. But once you're in, I promise you, like, there are so many blocks, so many times that you can make money throughout the week that it's really lucrative. Honestly, depending on your area. I'm in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, so and actually some of my routes, that's one of the things I didn't talk about, but some of my routes have been like in all three of those states. So but yeah, depending on where you are, if there is a warehouse and you're able to, you know, download this app and sign up, and there's like a little waiting period before all of your information is processed and approved, and you're able to start making packages. So I hope you found this video helpful. Let me know of different side hustles that you have tried, that you have found to be very lucrative and actually worth your time, because I'm always looking for different ways to make money. I haven't really found anything that made sense as far as like in the virtual space just yet. So I would love to know any virtual side hustle that you all are trying that you don't necessarily have to leave the home, because that would be nice. I honestly haven't come across any that have been worth my time. So yeah, until next time, be sure to join me back here for the next video. And remember to dream, believe, and achieve.